Okay, hi there, everyone. I hope you can hear me all right. Else, please let me know. It's good to see everybody again. Let me expand the chat. Hello, everyone. Yeah, Olympiad is over now. I think it was a fantastic event, and we will have a look at some games soon from the Olympiad. India is goated, says Sarthak. Yeah, India, what a fantastic display! Now they were really very, very supreme in this event. But okay, let's get back to our topic. This was from last time. Yeah, anyone remembers the little trick that I managed to perform here? Should I quiz you on this? Yeah, I can try to quiz you, but I will play like my opponent did, okay? Black is winning here no matter what white does. But there was a little trick that helped me to save a draw in this game. Um, okay, I think that's it now. So you get 1 minute, okay? White is lost, so it's not a perfect quiz, this one, not a perfect puzzle. However, we can create some kind of what would you say, practical chance. Yeah, if you take the pawn instantly, I think I can go rook e1, right? Fianchetto and Yugoslavian. Exactly. John Sam, Chess Crusher, Chalicia, Yongjal, Elephant, Nicole, Lily, Skilled Saber. Aha, you remember. No, we don't need to take back. We can use the rook to deflect Black's king, to move it away from the passed pawn. Exactly. I think there is more than one way to do it. No, yeah, rook e3 is probably what the computer would say. Wish and I want to go home and race her, but it won't save the game for us, right? We need to do a little, endgame magic there. Pop Fisher, your move should be okay. Also, Pop Fisher, I suppose. Yeah, probably. Okay, Brian and Dada Apple, you also got it right. Who was fastest here? Let me see who was fastest. Wait for me 1 moment. John Sam was fastest. John Sam, raise your hand. John Sam? Yeah, that is John Sam. All right. Please go ahead, John Sam. How did you continue here? We take our chances. We play a move which gives us some kind of possibility now. They should have taken the pawn, but he was afraid of something here. Yeah, what was he afraid of? Rook c6, exactly. Some trick like that. But we said that this was not so convincing, maybe for white in the end. In the game, he tried to play technically. He played like that, protecting the pawn. And now we managed to find our little. You didn't miss much, Freya. We just started. So h6 sets the threat of creates the threat of rook c7 after pawn takes. I think what he calculated, my opponent, or Marek Oliva, in this game, was that I would just take, and then he was going to play something like this and something like that. Is that making sense or not so much? King h4. I think so. Now you go like this and you take this pawn instead. That feels like black is completely winning now. So many pawns. Aha. So what he forgot about is what Kind King Sam played here, right? Please continue. John Sam, sorry, John Sam. It was not Kind King Sam. And maybe you can take the pawn also. Yeah, I guess that could work also. I can't see the tactics here completely. I'm thinking I could give check and then bring the rook like that. Maybe not fully convincing, perhaps for white. I mean, it's not necessary even to calculate this. Razor says rook c7. If I go king f6, razor doesn't look like completely. What would you say? Technical this with white, right? If h7, he can play rook check, and maybe he can create a pass pawn or something, right? Yeah, why did not black take on h5? Yeah, we will come back to that, sort. We're talking about the art of swindling, no? Right now. Please continue, John Sam. Rook c7. So this is what happened in the game. Now black noticed that if they approach the rook with the king, now it's actually too late. Now they lose instead, because now they wouldn't be able to stop the pawn. It would queen in that case, right? Black would have to give up the rook for it. So they had to go back, and the game was a draw. So the whole point was just not to take on h6 instantly. Yeah, why on earth didn't black take? Yeah, we talked about this. Maybe rook here, and white had some hope of take and g6 or something like that. But okay, black would win here in different ways. I think one good way was just to play like this and send up the king or something. So anyway, that's about what can you say? Practical defense. You might be lost, but you try to fool your opponent and put them into situation where they have multiple choices. All right, last installment today of MVL Endgames. I have many more Endgames with MVL, but we won't have time to look at all of them. Let me start with something which I think is very nice. Yeah, exactly, Nicole, swindling. Um, you're right. This was a very nice endgame. Perhaps you saw it. I thought it was just fantastic. This endgame. So should I ask you with white first? Yeah, I'll ask you with white. So white is probably in danger. No, anyone? What would you play with white? White's. Speaking of swindling, white's best move, maybe not the word swindling, no, simply about taking our chances. Exactly, Cesart and Requis and Freya. So F5 was played by Wesley Saw. Of course, what Wesley Saw is trying to do here is trying to eliminate all the pawns, trade off all the pawns and make a draw. Okay, we will flip the board, and it's your turn here. Let's see if you can figure out the absolutely only way to win the game here. Absolutely the only way to win the game, found by Maxime Vacher-Lagrave. I'll give you a long variation because it's kind of forced, the main variation here. I think that's where we can stop. So, okay, yeah, I give you 2 minutes for this, right? I told you we will have more time now for the quizzes. So take your time, take your time. Don't send me any moves right now. Don't send me any moves. Don't forget that my king is close. My king is close. So if I can make a way for my king to attack that H pawn, I might be able to make a draw, right? I'm sorry you're too fast, Kind King, Nicole, Yugoslavian, HDI, Young Jal, Racer. Too fast, too fast. Please press the pause button and continue thinking, okay? That's why I'm giving you more time. One hint here is that sometimes white king can be obstructed by their own pawns, all right? Usually it's good in chess to take the opponent's pieces and pawns, but there are some exceptions, right? Like the smothered mate and so on. So John Sam and Elephant, you basically got it right. Yeah, I think that works also, or maybe not. No, I think that doesn't work. No, sorry, you were very close, Mecha and Sheng also. You're very close. The thing is that you cannot move the knight later, I think, because I have G7 maybe. Okay, we will come to that. Who else was close? Uh, this was the closest group, yeah. So far, winners: John Sam, Elephant, Mecha, and Sheng. You would have seen this on the way. I'm convinced. I'm convinced. You got the three first moves. I won't requiz, by the way. No requiz. Vish, we have a winner. Fantastic. Fantastic work by Vish 1080. Aha. You could find this in only 1 minute and 30. That's really impressive. Aha. Marcus, you basically got it right. Let me think. If you play that, Marcus, can't I queen and play king f5, Marcus? Maybe? But you were certainly close. I think we have only one winner here. Yeah, this is the only winner. Yeah, 98 is right, says Turnip. By the way, you should change that icon, says Turnip. That's Greg's icon. No, you should put some other icon there. Yeah, put some favorite singer or soccer star or whatever. Aha, Panda. Yeah, thanks, says Turnip. Just to be respectful with Greg Shahadi, right? So, okay, let's see what Vish has to say. First move here, non-capture, no? Non-capture. Right, Vish? I think you have the black pieces now. Non-capture. We don't... Aha, many pandas now. We don't always take, right? We don't always take. I'm waiting... oh, no, I gave it to the wrong person. Sorry. Sorry about that. Coming back. Okay, Vish, we're ready now. 98, very tricky move. What MVL has noticed in the first place is that actually both the E pawn and the G pawn will restrict White's king. White will, of course, always be able to take this pawn, but in the end, they will need to take that pawn. So if we instead take, for instance, you can see that, yeah, anyone, would you like to say anyone with white, perhaps? Volunteer with the white pieces? Or no volunteers? Pop Fisher says me. Hello Lily also said. Okay, now I got a lot of people who wanted to be white here. I can't even yeah, you're Lily. Okay, I picked one student here. Please go ahead, Lily. How would you save white here? How would you save white? Yeah, you should probably not let me take both pawns, I assume. So, Lily always gets picked. Really? I don't think so. Yeah, a5. Interesting move. I would recommend you to trade off the pawns instead, if possible. What would I play here? Knight e8 coming to g7, maybe? Can I play like that? You made it more complex than it was, Lily. Yeah, okay, you're a boy, whatever, but it's still not so clear, maybe. I can bring in my king now. Yeah, not so clear, not so clear. We should usually trade off pawns. Pop Fisher. Oh, Lily already took. Okay, Lily, good work. So if you take, but we talked about this. This is not good for you, right? I'm getting confused now. Or maybe you have found another way to make a draw. Yeah, Chess Art and Pop, and everyone else, you're right. Okay. Chess Art, you were complaining. This is your opportunity, Chess Art. Now I have picked you. Yeah, thanks anyway, Lily. No, great work. Great work. G6, we're pushing the pawn. This means that the knight will be tied to this pawn. And later on, we can bring in the king, right? So, okay, I'll play something here. Chess. What was the handle? Chess Art? Okay, Chess Art, I'm listening. How would you continue from here? A little tricky. No, knights are good with exactly king f4. If you go g7, maybe I can play this and take. I don't know. Would that be a draw anyway? But no reason to look at that if we can play king f4, right? So okay, now I need to stop the pawn. Something like that maybe. Aha. And yeah, I'm not in good shape here. I'm even a little scared that I might lose this. Um, yeah, I couldn't find any better move. Sorry if that was a bad move. You can go that way or even better, I think. If you hit the pawn, right? King f4, white wins, really? When? Here? Yeah, king e5 and trade off and we make a draw, right? I think that's what's going to happen here. Correct me if I'm wrong. This will end in a draw in the end. I hoped I had some chance of like bringing in my king, but I don't think that will ever work. You can just hit my knight also, right? Or you can come back and take the pawn. Exactly. Or king f7. So 1-0. Why? How could it be 1-0? I don't understand. This cannot be 1-0, right? It's always going to be a draw, right? If you play like this, I can play like that. And if you play like this, I will take. And I'm just in time to come home, right? So, yeah. If we play, let's come back to the very beginning. If we play what would you say? Natural move, G takes f5, G6 is very strong. Push the pawn. King d5, knight g7, king h6. Yeah, maybe you could even play for a win, Oscar. You're right. So, by now we know that this is not the right way to go. We saw a much better move here presented by, where are you, Vish? Exactly, knight d8. So, let's try to understand this move together. If white plays f6, big threat of f7, the knight would like to reach this square. If you play like that, I think you're playing with fire, Vish. You're playing with fire now. No? Don't put the knight there, please. Don't put the knight there. Yeah, chess turnip, you're right. Chess turnip, you're right. So one funny thing, if I'm not mistaken, with this position is that if we could, no problem, Petrus, if we were allowed to take our own pieces, I'm trying to write this here to white would make a draw here. Yeah, white could make a draw if they were allowed to take their own pieces. What would white play in that case? Yeah, I can certainly not quiz you on this. Aha, white could take exactly razor. They could take their own pawn, and they would send in the king like that, shouldering black's king. But the pawn is there. The pawn is there. It's like the smothered mate. Sometimes material goes against us, right? So, yeah, what do you want me to play? I can play something like f7 maybe. And I'll try to bring in the pawn now. I'll play like that also. But you can say it's hopeless for white. It's hopeless. Aha, the king will just come down and take the pawn, right? So impossible, no? Impossible to play like that. Very nice move by MVL, knight e8, no? Fantastic. If f6, knight c7, the knight will come to e6. It's erecting some kind of barrier, no? If I play king f4, this exactly, says turnip and razor, you got it. King d4, of course, this is what we call restriction in the endgame, no? We don't let our opponent do what they want to do, no? Do what they wanted to do. We had some, I think, restriction endgame. We had some classes on that also, and then we can play knight e6 and so on. Okay, so let's continue. White in the game, Wesley saw. Yeah, king f4 wouldn't make a big difference, right? Oh, I'm asking Vish all the time here. Yeah, sorry, Vish, too much work for you today. What would happen in this case, Vish, if I played like that? Mm-hmm. King d4, exactly. And if I push the pawn now, we have the same story again, right? Knight c7 coming this way. Or if I take like that, now of course you don't play knight c7 because now I could exactly knight d7. So you see, it's funny now, some kind of flexibility thinking now. If they play f takes g, they would like to play king f5. We should put our knight here, blocking all these pawns and also making it impossible for white's king to enter. We will come back to this. Well, if they go f6, we go knight c7 again. Yeah, we couldn't go knight c7, so this is the best square in that case. The knight is a weird piece. Yeah, you could say that, Nicole. So pawn takes. Okay, continue, please. This knight c7. My only chance here, if I play here, king f4. Yeah, we saw this already, right? I'm getting zugzwang here in this position. So I'll try my luck here. I'll try my luck, and I'll play e5 instead. Okay, I'm coming closer. And here came a difficult move because some people here wanted to play king e6. This is the correct move. Yeah, zugzwanging white again. But some people here wanted to play king e6. In this case, Wesley saw would actually be able to make a draw. All right? I will quiz you on this. I will quiz you on this so that you don't listen to me only, but you also um, play out some variations here. Let's see if I can get this right. Yeah, I think we're done. So you get 1 minute 30. Try to save white on this occasion, okay? I think this endgame was analyzed by Carsten Müller, German grandmaster and endgame expert. I think he's the one who analyzed it in the first place with very good and precise comments. A lot of people want to play king f4 on move 2, but then I take on h4, right? Knight takes h4, g7, knight g6, and I'm coming back with the king. I think I win there. I mean, sorry, what did I miss? Can't I not just take that pawn? Elephant chess genius, truly a genius. You have found a way to keep that pawn on h5 until. No, sorry, you're playing white now. What am I saying here? I think I confused myself. Sorry, we're playing white, not black. Yeah, you're right, Elephant. I cannot progress there. So, Brian and John, you're also right. If king g5, I go king takes e5. Marcus, Pop Fisher, Requiz, and everyone else. Which was the line that you were saying? King f4. Yeah, then I play knight takes h4, right? So, Ararat, you also found it. Congratulations. We have 4 winners so far. Elephant, Brian, John Sam, and Ararat. Is there anyone else? Xalicia, you got 5th place. So something about keeping the white king at bay now. Don't give him too many chances. If you play black here, and with white, try to use that king in a clever way. Please go ahead, Elephant. Show us, please, how did you do this? I have a question. Of course, I want to go home. Of course, we will check that very soon. So king e4. If I don't move the knight, I can't progress, right? If I move the king, it wouldn't make too much sense, no? I can't progress anyway. Aha, we can just wait, sit and wait. So, okay, I play knight f5. I missed that. That's another variation, I think. Yeah, somebody was saying if we just sit and wait. Yeah, if that in that case, I will take and I'll play knight check, and I think I will go with the king like that. Now, you remember the barrier? Now, the barrier. We're doing the barrier now to white's king. So I don't think this works for white. So back to elephant. Okay, elephant. Sorry, I interrupted you. G7. This is the key move here. Please notice, in many endgames, it makes sense to be anti-materialistic. Okay, materialistic. I can't write correctly. The idea of active defense is often based on material sacrifice. Now we give up a pawn, for instance. Fortress is also fortresses as well. Okay, so this should not come as a surprise to you. If you have the mentality that, oh no, never give away anything, then you will get Zugzwang in this endgame, right? Well, now it's different. Now it's different because now we can open up space for the king, which is what we need in this endgame, right? So, okay, I'll try something here. I'll play knight. Yeah, what will I play? I'm not even sure what would be the best move here in this position. I go back maybe. Yeah. So if I take this time, I'm not in time. No, I'm not in time. You just make it to eliminate the pawn. Uh-huh. And if I go back with a knight, then I defend the pawn. Unfortunately, I don't progress in this position. Yeah, we don't go this way because then they can take and protect. There are some mutual Zugzwangs, no? I don't know if is this a mutual Zugzwang? I think it is, right? If it's black to move, it must be draw. But if it's white to move, um, they are lost, right? Is that correct? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. There is G7 maybe here. What do you think? Maybe there is C7, and that's the kind of draw that I was thinking of. Yeah, exactly. This might be a draw, no? I would think it's a draw. Aha, you just stay there, right? Yeah, don't go that way, of course. Then you have the barrier again, but you can go up instead. Um, should be a draw, right? The knight is silly in this kind of situation when it protects the pawn, it can't move, and then at the same time the king needs to defend. So there is king f5 instead of king f7. I think so. Yeah, we can go up with the king instead, right? Um, we can go up with the king here, and we just make it, right? Aha. Yeah, good work, Elephant and Razor and everyone else who said this. Yeah, excellent. So this was the losing variation, but the drawing variation was just to wait. Yeah, please come back, Elephant. Yeah, we just wait with King E4 and like this. And Black could not progress here, as far as I can see. It was not possible. Strange kind of a draw, right? Strange draw. Uh, if you had a bishop, yeah, then it would be draw. Of course, you would have the wrong pawn. I was going to say that the bishop is sometimes smarter in this kind of situation, but very strange. Yeah, I agree. King f4, king d5. It was white to move. But it is white to move. No, it's black to move. You're right. So king f4, king d5 would win for black. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Also, one thing now. One thing. Yeah, exactly. Mutual Zugzwang, maybe. Mutual Zugzwang, perhaps. So, oh, coach wins. Why? Sorry, black wins. Oh, really? We can try it out. Okay. So let's presume that black plays. Let's just lose a move, okay? Let's just lose a move. So, black wins after king f4, king d5. Yeah, exactly. I think we just concluded that, right? Aha. But not in our position, I think. Or what did I miss? The knight cannot lose a tempo. No, the knight cannot lose a tempo. So that's what I'm saying. The knight is incapable of doing that. I can move my knight, but once the king goes here, I have to come back to protect the pawn. Black is on the wrong side of the reciprocal Zugzwang. Yeah, many examples like that. Exactly. Should we maybe continue? We were looking at what happens if black plays king e6. But Vish already told us that there is no reason to play like that. And MVL, he also understood that. In this position, right? King e6 looks like it would win. We would Zugzwang white, but it turned out that white had this fantastic sacrificial idea, right? So back to Vish. In the end, we will do a whole quiz on everything. Okay, please go ahead, Vish. I hope you're still around. Where is Vish? Or you're not? I think I lost Vish here. No, Vish is here. Lost the pawn only. All right, we are back. 95 king h6. Sorry, what are we talking about now? We're back in the other variation. Chess turnip. You're saying that if king e6, king e4, knight f5, g, knight e. Okay, I'm checking your variation now. Knight e5, king h6. Where is that, says Turnip? I don't understand. When is that gonna happen? What are we talking about? King d5 instead of king e4. Yeah, king e5 instead of king. At the very end, you mean? I understand. Over here, right? King d5, I thought we concluded that black was winning. No? That black would do the... They would give up the knight for the pawn. Isn't that what we said, or what? I'm not sure I'm following anymore. This was... Uh, somebody said this, right? We give up the knight in the end, or did I miss something here? This is what we said, right? And take and so on. Are we following? Any question about this? This was concluded already. Exactly, right. That's what I thought also. So yeah, please try to keep. I'm having a hard time keeping up with the chat, but you can at least keep up with what we're looking at the board, please. All right. So back to MVL and back to Vish. By now we understand that we need to use our king in a slightly more active way. Please go ahead, Vish. Yeah, now I won't interrupt you anymore. So how do we zugzwang them? Exactly, by king d4. However, there is a little trick here. Anyone talking about swindling? What should white play here? Of course, raise or chess turnip. That's like in my game, no? Win or draw or lose, but we should play this move. If they take, I think we might even win the game here. I'm not sure, but I think it's black who is sweating now, right? The king is getting closer and so on. But of course, MVL did not fall into that temptation now. Unfortunately, king d5, exactly, Mezzo Mortis. That's what happened in the game. King d5, e7. Aha, somebody's playing white here. Elephant chess. Okay, this king e6. Fantastic endgame. I must say, I'm really... he did not play that, but... anyway, yeah, I think in the game he played king e4. But everybody understands, right? Yeah, thanks, Elephant. It was great to have your moves. Everyone understands now that black needs to keep away the white king from this square. If I play that, for instance, anyone, what will be the difference? I'll flip the board. Or should I quiz you on this just to make sure that we all understand each other, or no? Maybe I should. No, I will. I hope I'm doing the right thing, though. Did I do the right thing? I think I did, yeah. Is that correct? I think so. I'm actually not sure what I'm doing here. It's going to be fun to see what you have to say about it. I'll quiz you 1 minute. Yeah, strange quiz. It's not even concluded. But I think we're making a draw here with white. Oh, you wanna take a knight? Yeah, if you took a knight or a rook, I'm sorry. Exactly, Vish, chess turnip, HTI, Santos, Oski, Sheng. You'll have to help me out with the rest of the variation, but that's how far I could get here. King f8, and I think we just play something like king f6, right? I don't think they can progress, though. I don't think so. Aha. Marcus, John Sam, Happy Pawn, I want to go home. Owen. We got many winners here. You see, I gave you more time also now, okay? Some people were complaining about the quizzes were too fast and so on. So we're taking it slowly today. But I still have 3 examples left, so we better speed up. We will talk a little about how to defend difficult endgames with MVL. This is the last winning endgame with MVL. The last 3 are about defending, okay? Let's pick a student here. Yugoslavian Berserker. Please go ahead, Yugoslavian. Tell us, how should white continue here? Yeah, promote to whatever you like, a knight, or I don't care. I don't care. Next move is very important. You have to play that before the knight comes back, right? Yeah, I play something like king e7. It seems like we're getting zugzwang, but we're just on time to play g7. Very important, no? But not exactly difficult for you guys because we saw this already. And here I think this is the simplest move, and we just wait now. They can't progress. Lost. Lost for whom? I don't understand, Razor. What did I miss, Yugoslavian? Did I miss something here? Isn't this like an easy draw? We just wait, right? Or are you playing for a win now? Yeah, exactly. That's what I would play also. Aha. Yeah, exactly. King h8, king... Yeah, what? Draw, right? Yeah, of course. King h8, we will go to the corner, yeah. We just need to keep track of the pawn, right? We need to stay close to the pawn. This game will end in a draw. Exactly. So we do not fall into that devilish trap. Instead, Vish already told us which was the right move. Back to Vish. Where is Vish? Or did you lose the pawn now? Vish is there. Yeah, you lose the pawn. Sorry about that. Okay, we're ready now. So we should, of course, stop king f5. This is exactly how the game went. Could you put me? Oh, I put chess turnip. Sorry about that. So, okay. We will do the last part of the endgame, okay? My move here is king e4. So I would like to know. Don't move, Wish. Please don't move at this point, Wish. I'm just waiting for you guys to finish off this end game. I think that's it. Yeah. Okay. You get 1 minute 45. Your mission here is to somehow lose a move because Wesley Saul will put up resistance here. He will try to keep his king in the center. You won't be able to break through. 98, of course, you can play that. Yeah, it's not a crime to play that. It won't make a big difference, though, I think. Only that you give me the chance of doing this G7 business, which I thought we said we shouldn't allow. But yeah, I'll play King F4 maybe. King F4 I will play and it's the same thing. So if you started with 98, no hard feelings. It's just not the move that MVL played. But you can play that also. Nobody played in his way. That's strange. Oh, Oski played. Yeah, Oski. So you were right, Oski. You got it right, Oski. Just that I play King E5, Oski. But Oski is a winner here. So let's see if there is somebody else who could do this. Sorry about the move orders, guys. You know, this happens in superior endgames. There can be more than one good move order. King D6. But we said King D6 was wrong, or what happened now? Didn't we just say that King D6 allows E8? Or what happened here? Okay, I'm waiting. So far, as far as I can see, only Oski got it right. Brian, we have a winner. You have walked in the footsteps of MVL. Excellent. A little tricky, but quite doable, I would say. Just make sure that the pawn stays on the board, evidently. Please go ahead, Brian. Yeah, don't play King D6. Don't play King D6, then I get a new chance to play my favorite idea here, E8. Yeah, knight or whatever, but I'll take a queen and King F5. Yeah, you should not let this happen, of course. So back to Brian. Brian says we should take the pawn. All right, Brian. I play King E5, I think. So we would like to get this position, but with white to play, right? Then we could play knight F5. So Brian's mission here is to lose the tempo. And that can be achieved by the move King E8. So what's going to happen here? Does King D7 work? No, I don't think so, because it's worked for white. You're probably losing the game instead. Just beat, or no. Or looks dangerous at least. By comparative analysis, why on earth would I let you play that? So better to play King E8. All right, Brian, let's see what happens. If I play King F6 now? Look what Brian did. Now look what Brian did. What does this look like? What is that? Triangle, exactly. Bravo. Triangulation. Like as they say. Triangulation, I will write that here. Yeah, thanks. We can have one person saying it. Triangulation works provided can lose a move. Provided that the opponent can't do the same thing now. That's good to understand now. You cannot do it if they can also triangulate, but they cannot in this case. They don't have access to this square, for instance. There was some question. King F8 would also win. Oh, but you were saying King D8. King F8, I think it allows King F6. Why would you allow that? Knight D8. Oh, this works also? Maybe. I see, you want to play like that. But I have this maybe, and not convincing now. You would have to play Knight F6 now, I think, to make a draw here. So, King G8, but that's getting more and more complex. I don't. Maybe it works, but it's very sophisticated, I would say. What he played was certainly more practical. Please go ahead, Brian. Let's do it again. We do the triangulation. So we put the king here so that we can meet King F6 with King F8. Okay, I'll now put the king on the other side instead. And now you can see what Brian does, right? As simple as that. Please notice, guys, the movements of the king. That's another triangulation, right? So this is, I think, what happened in the game. White resigned at this point. I'll play King D5. Okay. What happens, Metamortis? You wanted to say something? This is what could have happened. He had already resigned, Wesley saw. But this is enough for us to understand. Aha, we can just take the pawn and come back with a knight, and it's game over. What happened, Metamortis? Does King D7 win instead of King takes E7? Does King D7 win instead of King takes E7? Uh, Not impossible. Yeah, I guess it. Yeah, of course, it will lead to the same thing. No, I would play this, and you would play that, and then you would play King E8. So yeah, sure. MVL didn't play it, but it should be the same thing. No, or anyone correct me if I'm wrong. King D7 just to show who's the boss. It would also pay off. No, so yeah, no need to complicate things. I like that way of thinking. It's so easy to throw moves when we're moving the pieces and we're having a cup of coffee. But when you're sitting there at the board, it's nice to find a practical way. So, okay, I think we understood the last part of the story now. We got to this position. This was Brian's clever move, waiting for white to pick one of these two squares, and then we will take their position. Or they can take this square, and then we can take that square, right? So no matter what they do here, it ends up in some kind of triangulation. I can try this move also, Ryan. Oh, you said that skilled saber. Exactly. Yeah, we can try that also. See what. Let's see how Ryan reacts to that. I think I know what Ryan will play, but okay, we will see. Aha, Brian, you still have the move, right? Or you're thinking maybe. Aha, we can play King D8. Very clever move. So that white has to show their cards. If they step on one of these two squares, then we can take the opposition. And if they play something like, let's say, King D4, if I try to take the opposition myself, what would happen in that case? They need to play King D4, exactly. Yeah, it got a little more tricky now. Knight F5, King E5, Knight takes G7. I think that's the answer now. I think Oski is right. Something like this. But I have King F6 maybe. No, I have King F6. So that's not very convincing, Oski. Or did you calculate very well here? This looks like no, I don't think it loses. Or it loses. Oh, that's terrible then. Maybe you're right. So what would be the answer then? Interesting. I didn't think of this. Maybe we should play like 98. Can we do that and send the king? Wow, it got more complex. Oh, King F8 instead of. Can I have the pawn? King F8 instead of King D8. King F8 instead of King D8. Okay, so if I play King. Oh, I see. That's very clever. That's very clever. Because now, if they move the king in that way, we can just go and take the pawn. Yeah, very smart, whoever said this. Congratulations. That's better, of course. Aha. If I move away my king, now we can just go and take the pawn, which we couldn't really do when we had the king on the other side. I understand. Aha. And if they come back, then also we come back. Oh, this took a long time to look at this. It took an eternity to look at this example. But okay, I hope you have liked it. Now we will do the long quiz. You'll have to find all the moves. Okay? I hope you're ready for this complex mission. Yeah. Remember, don't take pawns. Now, don't take pawns until the very end, please. We don't take the pawns until the very end. And don't forget about the triangulation at the very end. Okay. Long quiz. How much time should I give you? Like 2 minutes, maybe? Yeah, I think 2 minutes will be enough. Okay. Take your time. Yeah, people wanted longer thinking, so that's what we're doing here. It's okay, Vish, I think, your move. Um, yeah, should work also. Okay, Schengen Skill Saber. We have two winners so far. HDI, Oski. But it's okay, Vish, yeah, not to take the pawn. Elephant, I think that should work also. Yeah, Elephant found another way to play. RKDK should work, but you give me a chance to play G7, right? RKDK. G7, Knight takes G7 and E6. Probably you're winning anyway, right? Knight E6 maybe? I'm not sure. Okay, more winners. Lily, Brian, Chess Crusher, Chess Turnip, Fianchetto, Santos, Yugoslavian Pop, Fisher, Mecha Mortis, Fianchetto. Yeah, I think I said that already. So great to see that so many students got it right. What we learned also is that endgames are complex, no? King e6 on move 4. Yeah, that's the line we looked at, requiz and happy pawn. We saw that already. It's the line where white gave up the pawn, right? They played king e4, you move the knight, and I played g7, I sacked the pawn, right? To open up the dark squares for my king. But I admit, it's a complex line. Xalicia, Nicole, Ararat, we got many winners here. Yeah, great. You're fast learners. At least 15 students got this right. Who was fastest? Let me see who was fastest here. Sheng. Sheng was fastest. Okay, how do I look up Sheng here very quickly? Sheng, if you can raise your hand or something, that's great. Else, no hard feelings. It takes me ages to look here. Yeah, okay. Thanks, Sheng. Please go ahead. You take the... Oh, wait a little here. Somebody else is waiting. Okay, please go ahead, Sheng. Let's do this quickly. We don't take the pawn, non-capture. We don't let white's king get any closer. At this point, white would like to sack the pawn and enter with the king, but we will not let that happen. At this point, if you play knight e6, of course, there is king f5. We should play that. Please remember the other line. This was a draw because white would give up the pawns and send the king closer. So king d4, okay, I have to give up the pawn. Don't take the pawn, please. Don't take the pawn, then you let me enter again. And now we should just make sure that, exactly, please remember this was not correct because again I will do my usual plan, sacking pawns to open up, sorry, to give the king access to f5. So king e6, of course. But now I have to give up the pawn. I'll take the opposition. But we can lose the tempo here. Yeah, if you play, somebody said knight e8. If you play that, what did we conclude? Didn't we say that g7 was chances for a draw or not? Oh, king f7. Oh, I didn't see this. Maybe this wins also? Maybe you're right then. Okay. I must say I find it more elegant what he played in the game. But this might work also. Yeah, I see what you mean. You can put the king on h6 maybe and you win. Okay, I understand. But I like what he played a little more. King e8. Looks very clever. And king here, let's say, please continue, Sheng. We take the opposition, and which means that finally, if I stay, now you can just go and take the pawn. Exactly. Okay, guys, I think we understood this example. It took us about 45 minutes, but no problem. That's what we're here for, learning, no? We will continue. We will talk about defending, now defending. So let's take our first example. Fabiano Caruana with the white pieces and MVL with the black pieces. This is a tricky endgame. You can see that white's a pawn up, white's a pawn up, and more active. And they are more active. MVL found a very clever way of equalizing this game, you could say. I can give you a hint. Think about which kind of endgame you would like to reach, okay? You get 1 minute and 30 minutes. 1 minute and 30 seconds, sorry. Think about which kind of endgame would you like. Obvious, I can read in the chat. Which kind of endgame gives us the highest chances of making a draw? Exactly, John Sam, HDI chess. Good work. You needed just some 10 seconds to see this. Interesting move by Yong Jiao, skilled saber and Sheng. Very active move. I guess I take that pawn. Don't forget that when I take on d6, I have 2 passed pawns, no? Well, 1 passed pawn, but very soon 2 perhaps. Oski, you also got it. Congratulations. Let's see if somebody else can find this. MVL, he certainly did, and he saved half a point in this complex position. Yeah. Please don't play bishop g3. All of you who said bishop g3, that might also make a draw, but it will make it a little more difficult because rooks are still on the board, right? Rooks are still on the board. If you defend the pawn, I can maybe push c5. There is always a reason for these players' choices, no? Player like MVL, no way he didn't see bishop g3. but he made a choice, right? And he said, in the other line, I have a rock solid draw. Okay. Owen and RKDK, we had a few more winners. G4, many of you wanted to play. You know what I think about G4? It's a typical exercise or quiz move, no? Quiz move. Like it's a flashy move, open up for our pieces and blah, blah, blah. What is it that you wanted? To play Rook F1 and Rook F2? But, I mean, you lose many pawns on the way. Sorry, something happened here on my side. Moment. Oh, what happened? Okay. I'll do the fast quiz, okay? Because I don't remember anymore who got it right. So we will do it very quickly, okay? We'll do it very quickly. You get only 1 minute this time, okay? Hint, try to get me to the opposite colored bishop's endgame, okay? Don't play g4. I don't know why people are so obsessed with the g4 move. Because it looks like a typical quiz move, right? Puzzle move. Okay, Owen, Brian, Chalicia, Can King Sam, HTI. At least 5 winners who found a way to get to an opposite colored bishop's endgame. like MVL. HDI, John Sam, Nicole, Chess Turnip, Skilled Saber. Great work. So if rooks are still on the board, there are still winning chances. Vish, you got it also. There are still winning chances in the obstacle or bishops. Anatoly Karpov was one of the biggest experts in this area. You can check Mikhail Marin's great book, Learn from the Legends. There is a chapter about Karpov's rook and obstacle or bishops endgames. He would win many such games. So okay, let's pick a student here. Awesome, Owen. Please raise your hand, Owen. I can't see you. If you raise your hand, it will be easier. But I can't see you. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm trying to find you, but it's. Oh, okay, there you are. Okay, please go ahead, Owen. What did you do here? You would think this is the most important pawn for black, but actually, we can live without it if we can trade the rooks. Why doesn't bishop c5 work? Let's see. Rook takes. If you play here bishop c5, which MVL did not play, I guess you go rook g6, and I can try to push the pawn, and I don't trade the pawns. Is that an okay explanation, Requiz? Okay. Back to Owen. So we want to get to the opposite color bishops. How can we do that? Exactly. We trap the rook now. We trap the rook. Very clever. The pawn on d5 means that white's rook cannot get out of there. Aha. No matter. Please continue. We're waiting, Owen. We're waiting. Aha. We're waiting. We're waiting. So no way. The rook can never leave the place. Aha. Absolutely impossible. If at some point here I trade off the rooks, let's say I'll trade it on f8 then. Okay, I'll trade it on f8. This means that now, even if black is right now 2 pawns down, there is no real risk in this endgame. No, you can send up the king and you can protect the pawn with the bishop and you have a safe square here. Easy draw, right? Easy draw for black. I'll play something just for everyone to see this. Please go ahead quickly, Owen, quickly. Exactly, we don't need to give up that pawn, no? And yeah, I'll push the pawn, I'll protect it. Yeah, I'll play something. Yeah, it's gonna be a draw, right? Can we agree on that? The king is doing this, and the bishop will very soon be doing the other thing, right? The bishop will take care of of protecting the passed pawn. You're right. As simple as that. White can never progress here, right? We are keeping track of everything. The bishop will protect the pawn. If white, by some coincidence, gets over here, our bishop will just be defending there anyway. So that's the only correct answer here. Bishop f2. You could play bishop g3, of course, but you give me some chances like c5, and maybe I can give this check, and I can try to push d6. You simply don't want to calculate this when you're sitting there at the board, right? Those of you who played g4, I think you're doing too much exercises now. You said activity to get to the second rank and so on. I mean, I understand the spirit now, but I don't understand how this technically is going to work because you're losing all your pawns now, right? So, oh, you forgot rook g6. Can I play that also? Oh, I didn't say that. You mean later, I suppose. Right now, it's not legal to play rook g6, but later, perhaps. So, okay. Are we convinced? Anyone? Convinced or not convinced by MVL's concept? We are. Let's move on. Exactly. Thanks. That's exactly what I wanted to hear, Razor. Let's continue. Let's see how MVL handles a difficult endgame against the world champion. All right? Ding Liren with the black pieces. MVL is defending white. Ding took the pawn on d3, of course. You can see white's more active, black's more active. Weak pawn on b2, right? So yeah, stop this spamming. It's very annoying now. I'm getting tired of that. Else I will make the chat private instead. So it's rook takes g6. I would strongly advise you not to play that move, even though I understand your idea. My knight is there, right? So, okay. Think about how MVL can get to the right kind of endgame. Please listen to me carefully. The right kind of endgame. If you want to defend this endgame, which kind of endgame do you think MVL is after? He played in a very, very nice fashion. Every move was like the optimal move. which was impressive to me at least. So, okay, I'll give you 2 minutes. I'll give you 2 minutes. In the first place, please think about which kind of endgame contain more drawing chances. In which type of endgame do we usually have a greater drawing margin? Knight f4, it's a tricky move. You can play that. I hope you saw that after rook d4, you have rook h4. Else you blundered, no? If you didn't see rook d4, rook h4. But if you play knight f4, I will trade on f4, and I will play rook b3. Okay, that goes for you, Request, Chessbeat, Metza, Sheng, John Sam, Freya. I want to go home. I'll not fall into your little trap with rook h4 check. I will play knight takes, rook takes, and rook b3, claiming that I win a pawn. Gordon, congratulations, we have a winner. So fast now, so fast. Longer quizzes were suggested, but Gordon took this in only 30 seconds. Yeah, fantastic. Very good rook endgame skills, Gordon. Vish, second place. Excellent work. Take your time. Try to find the optimal place for the rook in that rook endgame. By now, everybody understands that we're after the rook endgame, right? We want to trade off the knights in some good way. Sarthak, that's a risky move. Rook d4, I will play rook b5. You don't want to put your rook on d2, do you? Then I can maybe play rook b5 also. I can hit the other pawn. Chess Turnip, and Skilled Saber, Pop Fisher. You're on the right track. That's okay, but you let me play rook c5, right? I could defend the pawn from that side instead. It's slightly better than the other, slightly worse than the other variations. Santos, we have a third winner. Brian, fourth winner. Excellent work. You're good with rook endgames. Yugoslavian, you get half a point for your move. I think it's okay, your move. H4 check. He played that one more later, Yugoslavian and Xalicia, but you're almost like winners here. Yeah, 90% winners. Okay. Fianchetto, very close. He did not want to allow g5, Fianchetto. He didn't want to let black play g5. That's why he didn't play king g3. Okay. We had 4 winners. Gordon, you were absolutely fastest, so it would be a crime not to give the pawn to you. So please go ahead, Gordon. What did we play here? What we would like to do is to trade into a rook endgame. No, trade into a rook endgame. I'm waiting for Gordon. Or did I give it to the wrong person? No, Gordon, you have the pawn. You're just not moving. Or should I ask somebody else? Or Gordon is away taking a cup of coffee. Okay, I'll ask somebody else. Santos, please go ahead. You're certainly there. What did you play, Santos? We want a rook endgame, right? Knight c3. Aha, exactly. We are ready to give up a pawn to reach the rook endgame. If you play knight f4, it's not so bad now. Rook d4 check, rook h4 check. This trick you had seen, that you can get a knight endgame and the knight is fairly active and so on. It's okay. My only objection will be that I will just take on f4 and I will play rook b3 and I win a pawn. We will see something similar in the game, but less convincing. Okay, this is less convincing. I mean, why not king f1 on move 6? Yeah, you can call MVL and ask. Okay, no, I'm just joking, Sui. We will come to that. Don't get angry. Don't get angry. Yeah, stay calm. Stay calm. So knight c3 says Santos. Okay, I have to take, I suppose. Else you're improving your knight, and basically you're trying to send your rook in this way. Please notice that passive moves like, let's say, rook d4. I will go rook b3, and if you defend like that, please don't do this in the endgame, right? Don't sit with your pieces like that. Rook b5, probably hitting the pawn on a5. If you play something like, I don't know, king g2, I will play rook d2, and so on. So knight c3 is a very good start. Okay, knight takes, pawn takes, rook takes. Please continue. Who is moving? Yeah, exactly, Santos. Rook b4, we want to take this pawn. Trading pawns, no? Trading pawns. Trading pawns, higher drawing chances, no? In most cases. Okay, black went to take their pawn. At this point, what we don't want is that black's rook liberates itself. If you said rook c7, it's okay, but I will play this and I will play that. I will claim that I'm slightly more active than in the game. If you play rook b6, which MVL played, you can see the difference. Once I play c5, I will have to move my rook away. Look what Santos will play now. Rook c6. Beautiful, beautiful, fantastic, fantastic. Could you put your rook in a better place? I don't think so. Targeting the 3 pawns now, all the pawns. You usually can't do that in a rook endgame, right? It's just fantastic. Now he cannot move the rook, he cannot move the pawns, he has to move the king. So Dingley Ren says, all right, I'll send my king to the other side to help the pawn. This is where many of you wanted to play king f1. I mean, you can play king f1, I would play king f5. The point is that if you play something like this, I still have an extra pawn, right? There are still some like swindling chances and so on. I'll try to gain some more space, bring the king closer. Let me play white. Another day, Sui. We're like against the time now. I imagine you can make a draw like that also. But do you think it's a bad thing to walk in MVL's footsteps? Do you think he did not see king f1? I think he saw it, but he liked more what he played himself. He played king g2, Black played king f5, trying to play g5, and look what he played now. Please go ahead, Santos. Isn't that a perfect endgame? h4, very clever thinking. He's always thinking. He's always